How's it going, everyone? Daxellz here, and today we're going to be reacting to a new channel we haven't reacted to before that's been suggested. I think it's pronounced Foekoe, I believe. Make sure you check out the original video in the description down below if you don't already. If you haven't seen the video already, I mean. And it's going to be about Team Fortress 2 is still king. One thing I have to be honest, TF2 is never going to die, and that is just fact and solid fact, and no one can change my mind. This game will never die, and that is true. Let's see what Foekoe has to say, and away we go.
If there is one video game genre that has been milked to death, it's shooters. Seriously, what is even going on here? The amount of just forgettable, mediocre, boring, and bad shooters out there is astonishing. Ever since Call of Duty started to sell millions of copies, every single company has been trying to take over with little success. I mean, just look at Ubisoft. They basically only make shooters these days, with a few exceptions. You can literally combine multiple trailers from different IPs and it will still look like it's just one game. There is no personality, there's no charm, it's just guy with a gun, shoot the bad guy and win. 90% of these games are just generic cash grabs with dull mechanics and boring gameplay loops. The other 10% on the other hand actually make it really fun and interesting. Garden Warfare, Call of Duty Zombies, Doom, Fortnite, all of these games have their unique twist to stand out from the crowd and they work because of it. Which brings me to my personal favorite.
Yeah.
This is basically TF2. I'm gonna give it a 0. There are so many identical dull shooters out there with these ultra realistic graphics and tons of special effects in it.
Actually, I like
GTA. Of these games manages to work it out, but it's usually just really forgettable and it just kind of blend together. Team Fortress 2 breaks this wall by introducing this super cartoony, wacky look with these extremely personalized characters: Scout, Soldier, Pyro, Demoman, Heavy, Engineer, Medic, Sniper, and Spy. All of these characters have so much personality. It's actually mental how they manage to pull it off. These aren't your standard generic army guys. They actually stand out from the crowd. The Sniper pisses in jars and throws it at people. The Soldier rocket jumps around like a lunatic. The Heavy he just eats a lot of sandwiches for some reason. He just likes sandwiches. And the Engineer, he does this. Other games have tried to do the same thing as Team Fortress 2 by taking the game in this more cartoony direction with characters that have some actual personality. Overwatch and Garden Warfare are the first two games to pop up in my head, but they don't even come close to the perfection that is TF2. The game isn't just characters and looks though, there's some actual good quality gameplay here. It is this chaotic 12v12 hellhole full of projectiles, bullets, particles, and explosions. There is just so much garbage happening around you that it's hard to keep track what is happening, but that's what makes the game so great. You will see soldiers and demomans fly through the air, Heavy sitting in corners.
I'm agreeing to everything he's saying, but I will admit that Cap the Flag is... No, not Cap the Flag. I think it's Capture the Briefcase. It might be Cap the Flag. Capturing something. We got to get it and bring it back. It is the worst game mode ever created. It never ends. If you want to play a game mode, it's got to be about 25 hours of game time. I don't know.
Eating sandwiches. Spies backstabbing multiple people in a row and Pyros blasting people off cliffs. This game is so goddamn stupid and fast-paced that I absolutely loved it when I started playing it back in 2013. And I played a lot of TF2, and this isn't even anything compared to this. Yahiyamais. What happened?
I don't know, man. Game sucks balls, dude.
You also have a dozen of different weapons that you can unlock that really spice up the game. From charging shields to flare guns and bone saws. There's even a bottle. It's just a bottle, like come on. There is a lot to choose from and each class has about 20 of them to toy around with. My personal favorite being the sticky jumper. You can just plop 2 stickies on the ground and fly to the other side of the map. It's amazing. It also really adds to the chaotic nature of this game. It's hard to predict what the enemy's gonna do next since they have so many options to choose from. Look at the Scout for example. Normally you have a standard double jump, but if you equip the soda popper and the winger you can just fly away because nothing is stopping chasing you. It kind of feels like an FPS sandbox where you can do whatever you want to do with the tools that it provides and just have fun with it. You want to mess around with a bow and arrow? Sure, equip the huntsman. You want to be a fat scout? Just ignore that big ass minigun, you don't need it. You want to just do straight up nothing?
Good work.
Just changing the smallest thing in your loadout can have a drastic change in how you play the game.
I've
There
only
are
played
so
with
many
default
options
stuff.
to choose from, so many combinations you can make. And I know that some weapons are horrible, but most of them are fairly balanced. Except this one can burn in hell. The maps themselves are also super recognizable, fun and replayable, and they have a lot of fun little gimmicks like one-way doors, sawmills that move around, and trains that run you over. Two Fort, Badwater, Hightower, Upward. Some of these maps are super iconic, and I can't imagine this game without them. And that's not even mentioning the dozen of quality community-made maps in the workshop. There's also just a lot of dumb garbage though, like CP Orange and Achievement Idol. And people really like this crap for some reason. I have no idea why. Also, why are there so many Minecraft trading maps? Out of everything, why Minecraft? Maps aren't the only fan thing
Minecraft
being
is
made
good, though.
though. Cosmetics, taunts, SFMs, Garry's Mod videos, Team Fortress 2 content in general is just a goldmine of funny garbage and stupid jokes.
Jesus.
Masterpieces like Heavy is Dead deserve a sexy on their own. Each class also has an official Meet the video with its own theme and music. And all of them are just, they're just genius.
They are
I love
brilliant.
them. The
They
whole
are
game
actually
itself is
amazing.
also just supported by this kick-ass masterpiece of a soundtrack. It's so goddamn iconic and it's just good. It's a good-ass game. Just like CSGO, Team Fortress 2 has this gigantic economy of thousands of items. Most of the things are fairly cheap, but as others are, you know, a bit pricey. You can literally buy a car with that money. Why would you buy a frying pan with it? I used to do a lot of trading as a kid. I wasn't really good at it, but it was fun as hell. Flipping items and making a few cents from every trade, it's addicting. I managed to buy a couple of Steam games with the money I got. The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Call of Duty World at War, and Nuclear Throne are games I basically got for free by just flipping TF2 items. And it's kinda cool that you can do that. I mean, of course it's faster to just get a job and make money that way, but there's just something special about it. The currency is metal and keys, and you have all these wacky, dumb looking items and cosmetics. You just can't take this stuff seriously, yet you can make an actual profit from it. This is truly something only Valve would do, and I have a lot of respect for them because of this. You know, this company has done some cool ass stuff. They made some killer games and Steam is fantastic, but what is going on, Valve? What are you doing? I understand that Team Fortress 2 is an old game, but it's just completely being ignored. It's such a shame. While CSGO and Dota are getting frequent updates, TF2 just sits in the corner,
It's
slowly
being carried
rotting
by its
away.
community.
I don't hate these two titles, but TF2 is in my opinion the best one and it deserves better treatment. There is just no communication, it's just radio silence. You have this juggernaut of an IP and you do nothing with it. And you know what the funny thing is? I haven't even mentioned half of the things that are in TF2, like Sexton Hill or Man vs. Machine. It is an actual behemoth of a game and everything is built in the goddamn Source engine. Like, how? I loved playing this game a ton in high school, but I just kinda grew out of it. It's not bad, but if you play a game for 1,600 hours, you're bound to get burned out eventually. I still like to jump in it now and then though. It's a dumb but fun shooter with a lot of energy and personality. And after all these years, after hundreds of new shooters that got released, Team Fortress 2 still stands at the top. And it deserves to be there. You can also dress up as Big Chongus like, oh, come on.
Very good video, very good video. I agree with a lot of what he's saying, 100% of what he's saying actually. TF2 is amazing. It also is one of the biggest videos on my channel, the Meet the Team ones. Today, yeah, I clearly, ow, I just need the table. I clearly 100% understand where he's coming from and agree with every word he's just said. Yeah, so yeah, very good video. And I reckon Jacob recommended this because it had the Binding of Isaac in it. Or the Binding of Isaac recommended this because the Binding of Isaac. Jesus, I'm done. My brain's fried. I'm tired. That's the end. Okay. Enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out the original in the description down below. Enjoyed this video. Hit the like button. Comment what you'd like me to react to next. Subscribe if you're new or just haven't yet. I will see you in the next video. Laters.